They haven't gone anywhere. And yet look at them. What kind of protection are they supposedly offering? What is this? Everything's a standing logic on its head. We filed a class action lawsuit in federal court 2 weeks ago, complaining of the kind of conduct that started way back on May 30th. Took place downtown in Grand Park, Pan Pacific Park, and then later on in Compton on June 21st, following one of the Andres Guardado rallies. And what we've seen is that the conduct of the Sheriff's Department has gotten worse. It's gotten progressively worse. They're shooting rubber bullets, they're using pepper spray, they're using tear gas, and this is all unprovoked. I've been interviewing numerous people that have suffered injuries, that have suffered violations of their rights, and to the person, almost nobody ever saw anything being thrown at the sheriffs until after the sheriffs already started shooting at them. Sometimes they responded. But I'm going to ask you this. We're going to pose this question in court. Legally speaking, if there's 100 demonstrators and one person throws a water bottle, do the other 99 innocent people become legitimate targets? You hear the answer. The answer is no. So what they're doing is they're targeting people. They're creating war zones. Look at this facility over here. Does it look like a facility that can be easily damaged by folks? Each and every demonstration that has taken place over here, they've had those silly little fake barbed wire barricades. I don't know, somebody calls them slinkies. They're like super slinkies. Okay? Sheriff Villanueva will go down in history for inventing the super slinky, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? But we're going to get him out because he got in on false pretenses. Unfortunately, most of the Latino community went into the ballot boxes and they saw somebody with a Spanish surname. They said, oh yeah, voto por él. And we did it. We did it to ourselves. He claimed that he was going to take ICE out of the jails. He lied to us about that. Then the first thing he did was he went and hired deputies that had been fired for misconduct, including one that had been accused of and convicted of domestic violence against his girlfriend, who was a deputy sheriff. Hired him back. The board of supervisors said, no, you can't do that. He did it anyways. So then they decided to cut off his paycheck. Then they removed him from that emergency board that he was chairing at that time. So now it's a war. It's a war between Sheriff Villanueva, the board of supervisors, and the community at large. That's why what you're seeing this armed occupation. When he uses this nonsense of all the demonstrators that are coming down here are outside agitators, as was referred to earlier, ask yourself, how many deputies from his department live in this community? How many? Why should he resort to this 1930 style red baiting? It's because they're wrong on the law. They're absolutely wrong on the law, and they're going to find out very soon when we bring it to a judge and ask for some sanctions against them. I want to point out, before I leave, that there have been a number of demonstrators that have been injured. Many of them are here, and I'm going to ask all of you that can to please step up and reveal your injuries. I see a couple: hips, stomachs, legs. I'd like the press to see this. These are mostly from rubber bullets, but there are other things, other more serious injuries. Oh wow! This is the work of our sheriff's department. This is the work of our sheriff's department protecting our community. These are the thugs that they are aiming at. The people who are out there putting their minds and bodies in front of injustice, ladies and gentlemen. That's who these people are. And we have everything but thanks. We have to thank them for what they're doing. These are the people that are our clients in this lawsuit. So last, I'm going to introduce Juliana Lacoste, who, as you can see, has a bandage around one of her wrists. And she's going to talk about the injuries that she suffered just the other day. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Juliana. Thank you so much for letting me speak. Justice for Dijon Kizzee, say his name. Dijon Kizzee! I'll just briefly tell you about what happened to me. As we were dispersing from Normandy, a number of shots had already been fired. I've been like a bullet myself down the street trying to escape the situation. We were being hit over and over with rubber bullets, as you can see, tear gas, everything. They were just letting it all go on us. I thought we had gotten away at that point because we were so far from where they had told us to disperse, or from where they started chasing us, to be honest with you. Barricade was moved. I was right in the front, and the sheriff started bull rushing us, running at us, and then started shooting at us. I turned down a side street once I thought we were out. Somebody asked me for a medic because she had swallowed some tear gas. So I put up an X. That's our call for a medic. And I started to pick up my pace a little bit because I wanted to see if somebody could hear me in the front. So I called for a medic. At that point, I heard go off. They hit me in my hand. They hit me in my head. I was wearing a helmet, thank God. The helmet immediately popped off my head, and I was hit in the shoulder as well. At that point, I didn't even know, I didn't even see the sheriffs. I assumed it was them, of course, but I didn't even have time to see the sheriffs. I thought they were on the other side. They came from us from the back. So at that point, I was trying to get cover. So I ran behind a car because I literally was just getting pelted. I need behind the car. There was a sheriff, and then all of a sudden there was a sheriff in front of me pointing a gun in my face. I put up my hands and I said, "Don't shoot, don't shoot." I was just shaking like a leaf, like, "Please don't shoot." I was crouched down behind this car, and then another person. I had no idea who it was or what it was because, again, it came from behind. Grabbed my body. I had a backpack on. I'm a member of the press as well. I had my camera on, and he was wrestling with my body, trying to get a hold of me around my body, around my backpack. And then he grabbed my ponytail. Once he got a good hold of me, he ripped me from behind the car, slammed me down into the ground. I was like, "My camera, I'm not resisting, my camera." Smashed my camera. Smashed my head into the ground, put his knee into my neck, into my back. Can you see that? Zip it down a little bit. At that point, I had so much pressure on me. I was like, "I can't breathe. I'm not resisting. I can't breathe." And as the words came out of my mouth, I was like, "I can't believe I'm saying this right now. I can't believe I'm saying I can't breathe right now." I thought I was gonna die. There's so much pressure on me. With the knee on me, that's when I felt him rustling around for cuffs. Then he put the silver cuffs on me. I was like, my hand, I've been shot in my hand, like I said. He put the silver cuffs on me so tight, so incredibly tight. I'm gonna take off this so you can see the bruise. Will you hold this? This was on Tuesday. This was from Tuesday. Okay.
Don't shoot!
Let me just add that this is the same way that they began advancing towards my daughter at her first press conference. I told her we were just going to a press conference. I had to convince her to come to her first press conference, and because of the disruption of Joe Collins and Robert Foster, who lied and said he was Dijon Kizzee's cousin, they ended up intervening and walking over with their munitions pointed at us and intimidating her after they tear gassed her. So let me make sure that that is known. And even on September 5th, when they tear gassed my daughter, and I was standing, when they tear gassed my daughter, and I yelled that there's a 7-year-old right here, they then pointed their weapons at me. So I want that to be known. They are here to intimidate us from speaking out. They're here to intimidate us from speaking out. They are here to intimidate us from speaking out. This is exactly what happened when my daughter first came to her first press conference, and Joe Collins and Robert Foster came over with their Trump Republicans, and because of their disruption, sheriffs advanced to menace my daughter once again. So I just want that to be known. Even when they tear gassed us, and I yelled that there's a 7-year-old over here and to stop tear gassing, they then pointed their weapon directly at me when I was way behind the barricade and just yelling that there's a 7-year-old over here. So these are intimidation tactics. So I just want that to be known.
I just want to say, I want to ask, why are they in riot gear? This is a press conference. Why are you in riot gear? I don't see no riot here. I don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
I don't see no riot here.
We're in riot gear.
I don't see no riot here. 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 This is a press conference to denounce the brutality from the sheriff's office.
They're trying to scare the press away, and it's working.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job of that.
Please don't leave us. They will shoot us. Please don't leave us in the back line. Hey guys, thank you so much.
We're about to get attacked. The press are leaving and we're about to get attacked.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Stay live. I'm escorting the family out.
Papi.
Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Say his name.
Dijon Kizzee.
Say his name.
Dijon Kizzee.
Say his name.
Have all the weapons over there.
Say his name.
This is a press conference.
Dijon Kizzee.
Say his name.
Dijon Kizzee.
Say his name.
Dijon Kizzee.
Say his name.
Dijon Kizzee.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Dijon, you got the family?
Yes,
thank you.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down! Look at this bitch not doing her
say his name. Say his
David,
name.
David.
Say his
We need them
name.
here.
They said fucking record. Why did they record?
Well, we have one more speaker. If you all can come back. Really important speaker from Wall of Vets.
Hi, my name is Christina Storga. I'm with the Wall of Vets. I'm the chapter lead of Wall of Vets LA. I've been coming out to protesting here for about, I think it's been 5 days now. And I've been here with the group. I've been here protecting. I've been here helping people out to escape. That's my only job as a veteran, to defend everybody and their First Amendment right. These people out here do not know how to protect that First Amendment right. They're out here trying to shut us up. You see this? That's an intimidation right there. They're trying to stop us from speaking. They're trying to make all of you leave. They want that. I'm going to tell you about Tuesday night and what happened. I was only there for about 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, I was already under arrest. When I got here, the helicopter was already shooting us. And me calling myself a veteran,
I see no names.
They technically don't have to display their badges, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
But they don't have to display their badges?
They sure as shit need to show their badge numbers.
Our name.
Once
So we're calling it early, I take it. Unbelievable. I see you looking at me.
Rubber bullets, pepper bullets,
It's really lovely.
lead bullets, everything, name it.
Same, no different. Every damn day.
The way I was able to,
Which one of y'all are soft?
we ran down to, it was about 110, and I want to say, like, I can't remember the street. We turned, we're trying to get to our cars, so we're getting shot. Who has a chance to get back to their cars when they're being shot at? When we're going down the empty street, we're thinking we're about to make it.
Fingers on the triggers.
The sheriff flanked us. They flank us. And they trap us in the middle, and we're lucky someone's family was there to open the gate and let us in, and we sought refuge.
And we're the ones trying to
All right, y'all, they're jamming signals, so I'm going to go back live in a second.
And they helped us to help them. So these officers said,
we trying to keep shit cool.
They want us here.
What y'all think would happen if he wasn't here?
They want us here. We're the ones asking them, can we be here? And they say yes.
They don't want this press conference.
Clearly, but I mean.
Once I made it into that building and I made sure that everybody made us from speaking, they're trying to make all of you leave. They want that. Once I made it into that building and I made sure that everybody made it in through that gate, I was the last one to try to push that door closed. And the sheriffs chased us into that apartment complex where I began to saw people get tackled. I watched people get punched as I cowered in fear. As a veteran, how the hell am I in fear of the police out here? How am I in fear? We should not be in fear. They should be out here protecting and serving, but we're all coming to an understanding that it's comply or die. And even when we comply, we still get shot at. As I was cowering in my own fear with another fellow comrade, I watched people get beat up. I hoped and I prayed that we wouldn't get caught. But when you see that helicopter flying over us, they caught us. And guess what we did? I had to ask them, I'm a veteran. Disabilities do not hurt me. Guess what they did? They still hurt me. I have a pinched nerve. I have tremors on my right arm. Which, what did they do? They twisted my hand back. What did they do? They snatched all my stuff. They took my medical equipment. They snatched my phone. And let's get to about my phone. I am with the Wall of Vets of Los Angeles. And the sheriffs, LASD, hijacked my Instagram. They hijacked my Instagram and they changed my bio to Blue Lives Matter and hashtag support Blue Lives. There is no such thing as Blue Lives. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. Stop fooling yourselves. You're brown, you're white, you're black, you're Asian. There is no Blue Lives. Under my arrest, I experienced a lot of people being in fear. I watched Liliana, her hand cuffed, purple, bloody, in the back of the van, begging and pleading for them to loosen up the cuffs. We've asked them, please, she needs medical attention. Did they listen to us? No. Did they want to help her? No. Once we were inside, before that, actually had already asked for a mask. They didn't give me a mask until the next day, 12 hours later. And I asked for a mask because they ripped it off my head once they arrested me. So they're not out there helping us. They're not helping anyone. Dijon Kizzee, Andres Guardado, no one was there. I want to say that we all need to be here. The family wants us here, we will be here. I have been here every night. I have been to a lot of different other protests. This is not the only one here. I am from here. I am from South Central Los Angeles, in case anyone wants to question that. Not one person is capable of speaking for everyone in the community. We are all here together, and anyone that's here today, you guys are all valid in being here today. So we're going to make that clear. And I just want to thank everybody that is here. And thank you for listening to my story, because I will still keep coming. Thank you.
We have one more speaker, Catherine Chow, a concerned community member who was detained the other evening.
Yeah, 93.
Thank you all for being here to hear our voices. I was here Tuesday night, and I was hit twice, once in my shoulder, once in my leg. The shoulder is pretty close to the head, and several others have also been hit on the head and on the necks. They don't care where they are aiming, they're just shooting. My sister was arrested, and the next day I came back to help with jail support. Me, along with 3 other comrades, decided to bring broom, trash cans, and a baking powder solution to dilute the leftover pepper balls that the sheriffs have left, and pull the blood. They do not care to clean up anything. They don't care about the neighborhood as they say they do. We were out there cleaning up, taking away all the leftover ammunition, when sheriffs out of nowhere came behind us and rushed us. They detained us. They handcuffed 2 of the males, but did not handcuff me or the other female. They placed us into the back of their squad cars. They took our information. And then when we were released, they all asked to take our pictures. None of us consented. We all verbally said, we do not consent to our pictures being taken. They took it either way. We were released, and we tried to get back to our cars to leave. The 2 others were able to leave. Me, along with the other male, we were trying to get back to my sister and then go home. Once we started leaving, a few minutes later, down Normandy, just right there, they pulled us over again. Same officers, same squad cars, same department. They pulled us over claiming that they ran the license plate number and it was supposedly unregistered. Then when I asked another different officer, why am I being detained? He gave me a different answer and said that our windows were too tinted. So they handcuffed the driver, they brought him away, and then they took me and my sister and detained us and put us into another squad car in the back. Once again, they did not handcuff us, but only handcuffed the males. By then, I believe they had arrested him and brought him away. So my sister and I had no clue. We had no clue what they were doing to him. or if anything had happened. We were left in the squad car for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we watched them as they searched our car and detained several protective gears that we had to protect ourselves from their supposedly less than lethal ammunition. They even took our protest signs, which are literally just paper with paint on it. They towed the car, and with the car, all of our stuff was taken. And when they released us out, we asked, when will we be getting our stuff back? And where can we get our stuff back? They just said, we don't know. And they left us there stranded. I asked if I could have one phone call to get a ride home. They said no. They literally left us stranded, leaving us with nothing. And so my sister were able to reach someone and finally get home. But they targeted community members that were just trying to clean up their mess, and they tried to criminalize us, saying that we were spreading harmful substances. We were just trying to clean up. Thank you.
So we have one last speaker. Oh, okay. We have two more speakers. Hey, y'all. My name is Theo. I live in this area. I've been in this area for a minute. I'm out here protesting as well. I've been protesting before George Floyd.
Protester.
I was out here standing on the corner of 106 and Budlong when they killed AJ. And they sat there terrorizing the people who lived in that community, showing up, randomly arresting people, getting folks' kids taken away from them because now they got a case they got to fight. Now they have to, They can't go to work. All types of real issues that are happening. I'm for everybody out here who's doing this. I love it. I love that press is out here. I love that the National Lawyers Guild is out here. But the people who live in this community have been dealing with this for decades. Y'all are out here because of these kids who have come into this neighborhood and now getting hurt. It was the same exact thing with the Freedom Rides. No one cared when black people were getting slaughtered until the white folks who were in the schools came down to the south, and then it was all over the press. So y'all need to come down here because they ain't caring about us. We need that. Right? And we need y'all to not only show up for us here and take these bullets so that ain't our black bodies doing it no more. We need y'all for that, but we also need y'all money. We need y'all to fight for us because we can't fight in the court system. Half of us are on probation, so we can't be out here in the streets. We need y'all to come down. We need y'all to support us. We need y'all to help us out. Right? I've been out here. I was in the tunnel. I know that was the LAPD. I was out here 3 of the 5 past nights when they sat us up while we were just standing around and someone touched their precious slinky. And they shot indiscriminately against us, aiming at us. I was here. The most important night I want to talk about was Tuesday, when there was someone who hopped on the bullhorn and said, hey, let's not get kettled today. Let's not get tear gas. Let's not do that. And took the entire line and backed it up into the corner of Imperial and Normandy, away from the sheriff's department. When that happened, as we were retreating on our own, this was before unlawful assembly was called. We were retreating on our own. That's when they decided to move their slinky and approach us. We were in full retreat on our own record. Yes, we were. Right? When they started approaching, thank you to everybody who had their signs, their umbrellas, who came out here to protect everybody else who was just here to mourn.
We take care of we.
We came to mourn. They advanced on us. They told us this is an unlawful assembly. You need to leave North or Normandy. If you take a look at all of the video that's out there, everybody is on Normandy retreating. Exactly what they told us to do, and they still opened fire on us. They still shot indiscriminately, and then they sent cars around to round people up.
Keep speaking, sister. Keep speaking.
I, myself, I can't even tell you how many times I've been shot by these folks. I had to be led out because the tear gas was so bad. I could not see. I could not breathe. I am throwing up.
Speak on it. Speak on it. Speak on it.
This is how they treat us. This is how they treat us. We need y'all to show up for us. We need you to come down in the moment, but also come November when it's time to vote. All right? It's not just being in the streets. We need that. We absolutely need that. And for folks who can't, because some people got babies, some people got warrants, you can't be in the streets. We understand. Then help us out. Babysit somebody's kid who can't come down. Send some water. Send some medical supplies. Do whatever you can do. But come November, make sure that every single solitary one of you are voting with black people in mind. You have to vote for it that makes sense for our needs. Because we cannot do it alone. We need y'all. We need y'all.
I just want to say, you can't make this stuff up. This guy over here just dropped a grenade on the ground. It's like, you know, they come out here, we're just trying to have a press conference, and they come out in full riot gear. It's like, you can't make this up. Did we have the last speaker?
Our last speaker is Sean Robert Buckner Carmichael, another concerned community member.
Good evening, everyone. I just want, first of all, to thank all press. I want to thank the National Lawyers Guild. I do ask that everyone that currently has a camera really focus on the speakers, but I also ask that right now you do a 360-degree pan. The sheriffs have decided to kettle a peaceful press conference. Members of the press are kettled. Medics are kettled. The National Lawyers Guild is currently kettled. We are fine. There is a way out, but they have decided to show force specifically to silence this press conference. One sheriff, I see you over there, dropped a stinger grenade, and I'd like to speak a little bit about stinger grenades.
Speak on it.
3 days ago, that's what I'm doing. 3 days ago, I was with protesters. I was filming them. I was making sure that they are safe while they document and they protest the abuses of these same sheriffs. We have done a bad job of being here for South Los Angeles, in Los Angeles. We are not doing that anymore. We are here. We will not accept brutality anymore, and we will continue to fight them. Let me talk about what they do to protesters, to people that film, to press. A few days ago, they moved protesters out with an unlawful assembly order. They gave an amount of time. 5 minutes before that time was up, the protesters were backing away. They were leaving the scene. Several of them had to put on helmets, shoulder pads, not because they were trying to instigate, not because they were trying to fight the sheriffs. They did that because we know what was about to happen. When they started backing away, the line began moving up. They chased us for about half a block. After that, they got bored with walking. So several of the sheriffs began running at full speed with their batons out and began chasing us. They beat several people right over there. They began firing pepper bullets. They began firing foam bullets. They began throwing stinger grenades. I'd like to show you what those look like. Does this look like something that's non-lethal to you? This, when it explodes, flashes light, flashes heat. It burns. It maims. There's still gas in that. Gonna have to wash my hands later. So, what happened to me? I began getting fired upon. I got 5 rubber bullets. Shoulder. I got one on my knee. I got one in my groin area. I got one in my stomach. And I got one in the back of my knee. That's not including at least 7 different pepper balls. Those little red things right there, which look like candy. And the sheriffs think it's acceptable to leave on the street so that kids and dogs can see them. I was hurt real bad. I knew I needed medical attention. So I went off to a side street, but they weren't done. When I was off on a side street, they threw tear gas into the residential neighborhood so that I could not get back on the street. I was completely separated from all the protesters. That's when I laid down, started to feel all of my injuries, and they had one last thing for me. They threw one of those stinger grenades directly at me. It landed in my lap. It went off. I have burns that required me to go to the hospital. I will have to treat myself every day for at least 2 weeks. For what? For documenting what they're doing. I want to thank every single person that's here. I want to encourage every single person to not be afraid, because the more of us that are here, the more people that are putting cameras on their abuses, on their abuses, the fewer abuses they're going to be able to going forward. Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you. This doesn't even have to be on the news, but I just want to say thank you to the allies, to the real allies that are coming out, putting their bodies on the line. I just want to leave you with this thought, okay? How can we empower the Black communities that you guys are actually coming to? It's important to, like I said, have allies, but if we can't empower people to be out here to advocate themselves and to take control of their own communities, I think that that's a little problematic. We don't need quasi people to replace us in the movement, okay? So for the people that might be out here trying to have their Selma moment, that's great. But I encourage you to do your own education and healing process before you can consider yourself an ally to the Black community. But thank you to the real allies. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Although it does appear that the sheriffs don't want us to leave, I think that we are able to exit out that way. It looks like we could go that way and out that way. All right. If anyone has any specific questions for anyone, please come up and let us know, and we'll try to facilitate those interviews. But otherwise, thank you everyone for attending. Thank you for coming out and participating. Please be safe.
If anybody would like to give me their name and number and call me when you are out of the area so that we can make sure that you are safe, please also call me when you are home, because they are targeting people. They are following people home. I was followed once after a protest by a commander of the LAPD. So they have no fucking boundaries. Be safe, stick together. We are all gonna walk to our cars together. My car is that way. If anybody would like to join me, I apparently have to walk all the way around, so we're gonna maybe sing some camp songs. I don't know. I'm here to sing with you. Shit! Our car is right there. Make sure you do not leave alone. If you need a ride, come find me. Somebody need a ride. That was fun, right? You had a good time? Now you have fun? Bye-bye!
I don't want to.
I know, me
I don't want to do this wrong.
I mean, I don't know. Did you notice that individuals?
I'm telling you, that's 5'2".
I'm gonna go by it.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Huh?
I think we gotta get out of here. I don't feel good right now. I feel really bad. I'm worried about people who get arrested.
That little guy.
I know.
He wants to do some damage.
He wants to do, yeah.
He wants to do some damage. He's
I
like,
don't know if
he's
it's
like Anthony.
yes.
He was stretching. He's like Anthony.
And there's coming forward and then coming back, and then there's filming us on personal phone?
Yeah.
Which, can they legally film on there? I know they don't do anything legal, but
We film that.
yeah.
But I think.
But like on the job?
Yeah, as this crowd gets smaller.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do this today. I know.
Too early.
I gotta catch breakfast still.
It's too early today. I'm not trying to get shot at today.
Like I said, I was just seeing people that weren't.
The farther we get separated from or like if we're driving, if y'all are driving at the same time, we're less likely to be able to
Just go west. Don't go east. Swing all that. That's what happened the other night when I was getting all the way. Went up to the 105. I drove all the way around.
And do you know, so I'm the most scared out here when I'm that's when I'm most scared. Not when I'm in front of them, it's when I'm trying to steer and back.
You don't know what's.
Yeah, if I'm alone in my car.
Yeah, I know. I just.
I'm fucked. They can shoot me. They can do whatever they want. They've done it to other people. Why are you going to stop them from doing it now? They're never good.
Yeah.
I'm not that one. Yes, yeah.
Wait, you guys came to South Central and you would like you want the news to interview you, but when the black person says that, hey, can you speak to my black person?
So Michael.